Hi guys, welcome to my channel, Lighting Your Sunshine, where we like to shine a light within and empower ourselves. So today, I had an intention, but it's gone. So we got the cards, let's just find a new one. So we're going to use the Akashic Tarot. We're going to use the Golden Future Oracle, and then we're going to hang out with Thoth. So let's shake it up and see what message wants to come out. Yeah, I think I had an intention that was like, but it kind of got wrapped up in the last reading. So this one I think is going to be even better. I think when you leave it open to spirit, it's always better because you get to know exactly what you need to know. So spirit, what do I need to know? What does the collective need to know? You know what? Okay. I'm shuffling it and it's not feeling like it normally feels when I shuffle it, but I do feel like I'm supposed to shuffle this one again later because the first cards that I did get was reflection. And so I feel like we need to sit here and have a little reflection before we can even get the other ones. It's not time for other things to come out. That right now, as much as you want to like push things forward and like have this grand, I don't know, grand something, it's like a pause moment. And those are the worst because you just want to go, you just want to fly, you just want to soar. And it's coming, but there's like this day and night energy. And so you do need to sit a little bit. And this one here is birth. So that's that grand, the birth of something, right? Grand rising, that's what I'm hearing. Grand rising, wonderful souls. But in the night phase, it's like just before it. It's like finding that absolute peace and quiet. So let's say like birth, we could associate that to like a baby. And babies are loud and they cry and you're never going to get a good night's sleep, depending on some. But so it's like really taking this moment to be quiet and settled. So when I did that a little bit, I got brought to a scene, and then I saw almost like this on the quiet. It looks like on surface level, everything's calm. But then I saw a rock, and the rock hit, and it went down, and it went into like the pit of my stomach. It was like this super heavy rock. And so when I think of rocks, I think of, it brought it down almost to the sacral. I guess that has to do with reproductive and babies and birth and stuff. But when it brought me to the sacral chakra, I saw a rock in there. And so there's a little bit of a block, a little bit of something that has stopped that igniting thing that you just really want to take off. And so the sacral chakra is like passion, sexuality, but it's mostly your creativity. And so if there's something there that's kind of like grinding the gears, it's not going to function properly. And so whatever inspiration or whatever it is that you creatively want to let it flow, there's a little bit of healing that needs to go within that. And I'm not supposed to use this deck. I'm supposed to use Thoth for that. But this one came out anyways. Oh my god. Okay. Look at all those rocks. Here we've got the chakra system, just as saying, but then there's these rocks. So something to do with rocks. Let's just put this one here. I'm not ready for it. But it said, now I want to read it. I'm not ready for it. It says, just to know that there's rocks. And so you can take these rocks and work through them and balance them. Because like I get that I didn't feel like the rock was like heavy energy outside of yourself that you like took in and then it solidified within and then became heavy. It's something to do within you. So it's that balancing. Yeah, as I looked over, I saw the yin yang symbols. It's that balancing or fine tuning, something to do in the sacral chakra so that all of them could flow. And so Thoth, back to Thoth. We got the Prince of Cups in reverse. We got the Two of Discs with changes. Oh, I just did a meditation about that yesterday. And we got the Seven of Swords with the Prince of Swords in reverse. Okay. Let me just show you what I see. So we had the Prince of Cups in reverse. That's what he looks like in the upright. We've got the Two of Pentacles. And then so we have, I always forget what the snake name is, but this was just in the meditation yesterday, and it talked about the snake and ego and things like that. So, yep, let's just look at them all. We got Seven of Swords, which is usually about lying, cheating, deceit, something like that. This one says futility. And then we have the Prince of Swords in reverse. So, where do we even start with all this? I start by pausing it and going to get a sweater. Hold up. Ooh, okay. Yeah. Working with Thoth, he's such a powerful energy. I just get chills all the time. And this is actually the sweater I was wearing this morning, and I find it interesting that I was drawn to the yin yang. And yeah, I sprayed it with like this really old perfume that I have. It's discontinued, so I only use it for special occasions. And it didn't really seem like a special occasion, but I really wanted to use it today. But I guess anytime Thoth comes in is a special occasion. So I feel like this is going to be a special reading, a humbling I'm hearing. And so it just kind of, this smell makes me feel very comforted. Because I can't help but see the resemblances. Oh, this is that card. Oh, that's funny. And they chose that for the cover of the whole deck. Two of Pentacles. Why would they choose that for the whole deck? That's interesting. Anyways. So, yesterday's meditation. I think that's where I'll start it with. There was, I want to call it like Ubero or something. Whatever the one is where that snake is eating its tail. And in it, it was like a guided meditation of like shamanic journeying. And in it, it kind of talked about the ego and how the snake can continue to eat its tail. And the other day I was out walking at the bird sanctuary and I saw a snake there too. And I've seen a lot of snakes in my dreams lately. So yeah, let's just go with that. But it kept talking about the ego and how, and how if you keep eating its tail, eventually it will eat its whole self up and it will cease to exist anymore. And so in it, it was teaching a technique, how you start at your heart and how it was so important to undo the snake eating its own tail, how to stop it and like, rather than encircle and destroy itself, to empower itself in the up ways. And so now I'm allowed to go into this card that jumped out. It's taking it to go from self-sabotaging itself into aligning and empowering, more like Kundalini. And so that's what that Kundalini is. It's that serpent energy. And so something to do with rocks. Rocks with the Kundalini and the sacral. Maybe it didn't end in the sacral, because when I saw it, I just heard it and I just felt it go really, 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 really deep. It went into the depths and I never actually saw the bottom. And so let's look a little bit at these other cards. So these were in reverse. So the Prince of Cups. Oh, and he has a freaking snake in a cup. Look at that. Let me get right there. Can you see it? He's holding a cup and there's a snake coming out of it. So something to do with Kundalini. And here I'm seeing him hold the lotus. I'm almost seeing it like the lotus pod. Right? You get the seeds out of it and then it leaves that thing that almost like looks like, they always like Photoshop it onto things and then everyone's like, oh, my tryptophobia. But I don't understand why people who have that kind of fear just don't keep scrolling. Instead, they seem to like zone in on it and be like, blah. And I'm like, the more time you spend on it, the longer you're like looking at something that you hate so much, which is almost like this self-sabotage. It's just something I never really got. So, something to do with this in reverse. Let me tap in a bit. These two go together, they say, so I can't look at one without looking at the other. And they both are Prince. We have the Prince of Cups, we have the Prince of Swords. And they both are quick movement. One's in emotional, one's in mental. So it has to do with the mind and the heart coming together to learn about the depths. Whereas one wants to go very quickly externally outside. The other one is more lusty energy. The other one is more emperor, take charge energy. I'm seeing it now. So it kind of did bring to the sacral energy and the self-sabotage and things like that. So Kundalini at the base, but this one, when you look at it, okay, so this one, this bird is diving deep, deep, deep down into the waters. It's gonna go, 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 go. But it couldn't quite do that yet because this one, if you look at it, it's got all these cords, right? And attachments. And so he has his sword here and it's like, it's got to cut these free. And so I'm seeing that as past connections or past outside influences. They all seem to be going in different directions as well. And so that's also not going to help this chariot go forward. This one was like lusty. This one was kind of giving emperor energy. And then it is on a chariot. It's meant to move forward. And so the Kundalini isn't quite coming because of all these opposite energies. Now they say in order to look into the opposite energies, it's this one with the Seven of Swords. So Seven of Swords is usually about, usually it's a guy and he's got like a bag of swords and he's like sneaking away. It's like deception and lying, something. And so in connections, have you chosen to be with partners like that in the past? And so if you've had these moments in the past where as the Prince of Cups, it would have just moved in like really quick and just be like, but then get burned. Not only is that a mental thing that you need to work through, but you actually take on their energy as well. Even if you're not talking to that person and that person's out of your life, you still have like their energy. So there's those cords. So there is a need to clear and let go. We got communal markets and it said, trust all that you need will come to you. And what I was drawn to was on top of his hat here, he has that bird and then there's that bird soaring. So it will be able to reach the depths, and it will rise again. And you will meet those partnerships and things like that to help bring you from the night, the dark night of self-sabotaging, into the daylight and into like this like beautiful, colorful, galactic. There's space there. There's almost everything. Whatever you need, it will happen. But you will be in alignment. Right now we're just dealing with these rocks, these self-sabotaging rocks that keep you kind of pulled. So Spirit, what can we do? What do you want to teach about these cords or these rocks within that need to be cleared out? I'm getting really cold. Okay. Okay. It goes this way. Do. So I was a little bit confused at first, and that's why I need to take a moment to pause. But we got spiritual technology, and it says expand your imagination and share your visions. And so I didn't read the bottom. I only saw spiritual technology, and I was like, what? Is there like a laser or something that you can put on the pineal gland that will, like, I don't know, put you in alignment? Oh shit, yes there is. I actually had it done to me. my old boss had it. It was like something very, very brand new. And it wasn't quite in the pineal gland. It was on the do 40 or whatever point you guys know in TCM. But it like helped align all the chakras. And then they would do the treatment after, and it just seemed to almost like work easier. But let's say you don't have that machine yet because it's just coming out. I think maybe she got hers in the summertime. So like it's gonna be, that knowledge is gonna share and spread faster and faster. But this said, expand your imagination to share your visions. So the power of your imagination. There is chakra meditations that you can do. And so there it is. There he is sitting in alignment. And there he is. And we're going to bring this and align it. We're going to whoop, 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 whoop. There's the Earth Soul Star chakra, and then the higher one. And so the next one that came was psychic gifts, and it was learn to trust your intuition. So meditation isn't just sitting in quiet. Sometimes those are the best meditations to have. That's what I'm kind of getting right now with that super peaceful, dark night. It's like maybe someone's out there and they're like, I gotta heal. I gotta do all these things. And so it's just saying, like, just sit in peace. To stop the mind from constantly searching for things outside yourself. I need more information. I need more information. And just be open to nothing. And so when you are finally open to nothing, you can figure out what your body actually is feeling or saying. And then once you have that information, then you can go within and start doing the energy work that needs to be done. And so the next one to come out was the chakras. There they are in balance. It says follow your ascension path. And then the last one was sexuality. So there's that clearing of that sacral chakra, and then that's when the Kundalini bursts forth and you find yourself manifesting, because this is manifestation and mind control, focusing your thoughts. And then once you can focus your thoughts, that's when you have these communal markets. Trust that all you need will come to you. It will kind of be like a phoenix rising moment, a rebirth. But right now, it's a need to reflect and to stop swallowing your own tail and following the same patterns. There's a balance of the light and the dark. But But in yesterday's meditation, what did they do? They had us kind of breathe, and then it like, you took your heart, palms at your heart, and then he called this one the 8th chakra. And this is almost like everything within you balanced. And on the 8th one, it's like, he explained it as, you know, whenever you see like pictures of Jesus or prophets or something, or Buddha, how they have that glowing halo above their head? That's what that is. It's just the light consciousness. So do any of these? Yeah, of course they do. I was like, do any of these have that light? There's that golden light. There's that golden light. And it's like a crown or a halo. And so it started there, and then it kind of like worked its way through the chakras to that point. And then, can you see? And then from there, it was like just taking it almost like an auric egg, and like golden light, and like scanning your body and bringing the balance. And as you kind of did that, you would go again, and it would go, and then you do the other way. And each way was like a field of protection, but then also clearing yourself as well. And so your imagination is so powerful. But there is, as I said, my old boss, she had this pen, and she just went to this thing, and it was like a pen that you put on a point on that chakra part, and it really just balanced all the meridians within you. So technology is kind of advancing really, really quick. It had crystals within it, and I thought that was just so cool, because she's like, you like this stuff, you love crystals, like I gotta practice on you. And I was like, hell yeah, you do. And she did. I got it like a couple times, and then I ended up moving. But she's just such a phenomenal healer. So if you're in the Calgary area and you're looking for a healer, let me know, and I can direct you to her, because she has so much heart, and she studies and studies and studies, and she's all about keeping up on the technology. But yeah, enough of me fangirling on how awesome my bosses and friends are. Let's go a little bit deeper in these ones. Hummingbirds. Do all of them have hummingbirds? No, but a lot of them do. Out of 5 cards, does every card have a hummingbird? No, it just seems that we really picked all the hummingbird cards. So what about the hummingbird? It's coming through. Hold on. That was in the meditation too, and it talked about how hummingbirds take great migrations, but yet they aren't, they're not meant to fly, right? Birds, they have these huge wingspans, and then you got the hummingbird, and they're just those tiny, tiny wings, and yet they still go on these great migrations. I didn't realize, I thought that they just kind of stayed in the warmer areas, but I didn't realize they went such vast distances. And so that's what I'm getting, is this like great migration, or this vast, it's the body Kundalini waking up. I also see hummingbirds as ancestors. I've always known them as ancestors, and I see a great awakening, or a great migration, something great, something great, it's a great awakening. And so the ancestors, let me just tap in. So back in the day, they used to be really, really connected. They didn't have the same resources and technology like we have. We also have a lot more things that keep us blocked. They just had nature and trust and belief. And so they had a lot of time outside and a time of reflection. They reflected so much. So in that one card where it was like floating away, they had that. That was their daily everything, to have that inner reflection. What did I even do with those cards? Anyways, King of Scrolls came out. What about the King of Scrolls? They say we're not going to talk about him yet. Ooh. Oh, frig. And I'm just sitting here and I'm like, where did I put those cards? Where are they? Where are they? Like, they don't make sense. They're not in the pile. They're not in my mess here. And that's what they kind of showed with the ancestors, is like back in the day, they had all these connections, and now we're like searching for them. They're like, where is it? Where is it? Like, how do we get back there? And it just was sitting there. It was just sitting upright in our face there the whole time. So your ancestors and everything that they had available to them is available to you. Your ancestors are there in spirit form. It's that fluttering. It's almost like, it's not butterflies, they say, but it's that fluttering feeling. You know how their wings are like so fast, like blah, blah, blah. I can't make that sound. But it's in your heart. It's your heart does that. Whereas butterflies are like the stomach, that one in your heart, that's like your heart kind of giving you like beep, 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 beep. It's like a computer past something. The only reason why we can't see it or we don't remember it is because it was so simple. And things aren't simple nowadays. We've got cars, we've got things flying up overhead all the time. We've actually got our power lines. And so when you think about it, and those power lines, there's electricity. Like, they didn't have all that being bombarded above them all the time. We're being bombarded all the time with so many things, sounds and noise and pollution and all that. Whereas them, they would just go outside and it would be like peace. And so there is that. They're showing me in the book Shantaram, and I remember a line in it. They got made into a TV show and they never did a good job, and they never even finished it. It's so annoying. I hate when they do that. But in Shantaram, I remember them saying that India is one of the most peaceful countries. And I remember being like, what? It's so crowded and loud and pollution and all those things. And then they went on to explain that if you were to take the population of India and put it into a country like France, which is very small, like, there would be war all the time. There's no way that people could live amongst themselves and get along. And I thought that was just something that really stuck with me. And I've been thinking about that kind of ever since. And so that's what I'm seeing, is like where we are, maybe it's not people and us condensed as like that, but we have so much around us that's knocking on our energetic field all the time. But that peace is within you. This one, okay, let me show you all the hummingbirds. So on the first one, there were 2 hummingbirds. On this one, where it says psychic gifts, learning to trust your intuition. Here he's receiving it, and then here it's speaking out. But there's a hummingbird, a really big one there. And then on this one, we've got spiritual technology. It's right in the forefront, right? There's the brain. It's right in your face. That's the ancestors, right in your face. And then we had the chakras. The chakras didn't have it. The chakras just are the chakras. And there wasn't one on the future one. But last but not least, on the sexuality card, there's 2. Their ancestors, your ancestors. So now that we've kind of gone into that, we've talked about building our field and how we could find peace within, that we need to do the reflecting and how we get that energy moving, and we stop that self-sabotaging where we keep swallowing our tails and going through the toxic cycles, and we find our chakras in balance so that we can follow our ascension path, which is that awakening within. Then we manifest, as that one card said. Then we can go in and bring the things that we need, the healthy relationships that we need. And so by being in that empowered state, we have cleared all the ties to these past ones. These ones weren't a match. These ones kind of, I felt like, were sluggish, or I'm almost seeing, you need to flesh out like an engine, right? You get fuel, and then there's some particles, that debris, things like that kind of like stay at the bottom. It's like letting go of those. And then the more that you can kind of let go of that, that's when the flow will start happening. And so from there, I see happy, healthy relationships. And then I'm allowed to talk about the King of Scrolls. He's just been sitting here patiently. And so the scrolls are the Akashic records. What are the Akashic records? Well, it's like your book of life. When you come here, your soul has this energetic thing. You've been in so many souls. No, you haven't. You are a soul having a human experience, and you've been many, many people and many, many different things. And so there's kind of like this energetic imprint of all the things that your soul has gone off and done. You've been the rocks, you've been the trees, you've been the everything. And so that's why you know how to deal with the rocks, is because you've been rocks before. You know the purpose of a rock. You know everything about it. It's all within. And so these scrolls, it's almost like you go back to a past life. You can go to your life now. My forewarning is just don't go and allow anyone into your energy, right? As that one said, past sexual partners have left all these like cords and attachments. Same with your energy. Don't just let anyone read your book, right? You don't know who's manipulative and how they're going to use it against you. And I also don't want to put fear where you're like, I can't trust anyone. But these are sacred things. And so in your book of life, I recommend that you try to learn it, or just go to someone that you trust, someone that you know's energy. I don't know. That's just the me thing, but I just wanted to share that. But in your book, you, like what relationships? This is about sexuality. I keep attracting partners who cheat on me. Well, why do you? No. I keep attracting partners who I keep finding myself in a codependent relationship with. And it's like, well, why do you keep attracting that? And then you can kind of flip the book and go to another life and be like, oh, in this life, I was a slave or something like that. Or I was royalty and they didn't really let me go out. And so everyone told me everything that I needed to do, or this, or this, or this. And that this kind of bleeds into this. And by letting go of this chain, maybe this chain isn't past sexual partners as well. Maybe it's past karmic ties. Maybe these hummingbirds are your ancestors are just past lives of you as well. It's your soul teaching you. You are one, you are all. When you meet someone, you understand the connectedness of them all, and that those who are hindering you or causing conflict are also empowering you to learn these karmic ties so that you could stop eating your own tail. And so anyways, you go in your book and you can realize that this and this and this, and it's also kind of events that are going to happen. Now this is called the Golden Future Oracle, but the future itself, well, I like to see it as like there's the Norns, right? Those who weave destiny and fate and things like that. And before you came, you wrote in your book or your contract, you're like, I want to learn this, this, and this. And, you know, you have exits. If you haven't learned your lesson, right, you can continue on, all these soul things. And so there are these people that are meant to come into your life. And there he is holding the scroll. I feel like this King of Scrolls is part of your destiny to maybe have children and family or something like that, or a rebirth, right? Maybe if you're not looking into that kind of thing, but a phoenix rising moment. But you can't get to this person until you have learned the lesson of that karmic tie that keeps you self-sabotaging, because they've worked themselves and they're at this frequency, but this down here is stuck at this frequency. Let's say you automatically jump to it, you're going to self-sabotage and it's not going to happen. And that's just going to be like a waste. So this is up here waiting. And so the more and more you do all these things, and the more and more you work on your chakras and the alignment and letting things flow and letting old things go and cutting ties from ex-partners and learning past life lessons and all these things, it's going to bring you to that happy, healthy partnership that is written in your Akashic books. Both of you have it. I feel like this is a divine meeting, and you do have free will. If you really want to stay in this moment, Spirit's gonna let you. But within reason. They will find someone else for this. But why am I saying this? I don't want to say this to like cause people to be like, whoa, and then put that into them. It's like, no, this is a divine timing thing. And you're already on the right path. If you're even looking at a video like this, you're already doing the inner work. You are. And if this is the first time that you've ever come across a video like this, you've already been guided in the most profound steps. So anyone watching this video, I don't want you to stress or worry. I just don't want you to self-sabotage anymore. That's the main thing. No self-sabotaging. Because a lot of the times, we can't do the work just for this. We got to do the work because we want to do the work. Because we love making ourselves feel better. Because we know that we are worth it and we deserve more. And that's why this reflection moment is so important. Even if this wasn't on the finish line, you'd still want to do that work because it's good for the soul. And you're guided that way no matter what. If you do want to stay stuck in a rut, I don't know, you've already kind of written that into your soul contracts too. But I don't want anyone to stress about that because, as I said, if you're on this kind of video and these kind of things, you're already on that kind of path. And even if you're not a spiritual person, you don't have to be. You really don't have to be. But everyone is spiritual or divinely guided in their own way. And it's all about empowering the body and getting that energy and that momentum and self-sabotage out of your life. So to end this, we got the 9 of Swords in reverse, which was cruelty in reverse. That's a wonderful thing because by this self-sabotage, the only person that it ever really hurt, it doesn't hurt anyone else outside of you. It doesn't. The only one who keeps taking the brunt of all this sabotage is you. And so you're finally like, that's enough. I'm not gonna sit here and hurt myself anymore. I need to do that reflection. What are these rocks that are bringing me down? And it almost stopped, like I saw it start in the heart and then it plunged. Or was it higher and it plunged? Whatever. It was a huge, massive rock. So whatever this is, it's like you would talk to others that way. So stop talking to yourself that way. I'm gonna pull one more. We got the Princess of Wands. You know what? I'm getting a lot of, I can't remember which cards it was. Oh, yeah. Okay, I got the Princess of Wands and the Star. And when I looked at this, I thought there she is, but it almost looked like Jar Jar Binks or some Star Wars character. And another one that really reminded me of Star Wars, and I never said it, was the communal market. Or any sci-fi fantasy place. I can't remember what the one is called, Valerian something to do, and you put on this head mask thing and you go to this market. It seems to be this light market that's up in the energetic where every kind of culture and being kind of meets. That came up a lot. And I mostly saw that because here they are sharing the goods, and then up here it's all space and galactic. And then that one reminded me of Jar Jar Binks or some being like that. I was getting some Star Wars vibes. So Spirit, I want to talk about this King of Scrolls still, but I don't know what to talk about it. They say pull one more card from the Akashic Records. Because I overtalked, and I just really don't want you to fear, and I don't want you to work towards that just because well, I'm going to get love out of this in the end. You are going to get love. You're going to empower yourself to love yourself and then love the world. And in doing so, you're going to meet your equal match. And it says, trust all that you need will come to you. By you, stop self-sabotaging. So this is, again, not needing a white knight to kind of come and fulfill you. So we got the Two of Forces with the Willow. And then we had the Summer and Winter. I can't help but think of the Taylor Swift song Willow every time I see a willow. But I love that song. So, and that is all about someone who sees someone that they like. And it's almost like this card. That they're on this realm and the other one's on this realm. And it's like they kind of have these brief meeting points in the middle where they can see them, but they can't reach out and touch them yet because they're on these different energetic fields. And it's like knowing that you love someone, but they're on the other side of the realm or the veil or somewhere else in the universe at a higher frequency. And so the willow is very flexible and go with the flow. And no matter what storm gets thrown at it, it can bend, it can move, it can endure. And so what I'm getting is, by you stop self-sabotaging and swallowing your own tail and being cruel to yourself, kind of stops that figure 8 into the upright. And then again, it's that working on the energy and balancing them, and just kind of encompassing them all and bringing in that flow. And before you know it, while you're in that flow, you're going to be in this paused void reflection moment, almost like winter, and then all of a sudden you'll be in summer, and he's waiting there in spring. So we'll leave it there. Have a good day, and we'll see you next time. But you know what I just realized? If you're watching now, even though it's timeless collective reading, it's spring right now. So don't self-sabotage. You've been doing the work. You've already done the work. Now it's just finding that balance a bit more, tapping into the sacral chakra, letting that creativity flow, learning to trust again, to trust yourself. But mostly what I get from the sacral is, there was that sexuality card, but oh, as I said that, there it is on the top. Express pure love. And that's your creativity. That's whatever. It's you speaking authentically from yourself. I already said goodbye, but I just keep talking. Right? There he is. Pew, pew. Sharing. Love. It's taking the rocks from the sacral and then learning to ground them into the earth and building on it a stable foundation to where it's all lit up. I'm gonna get lit. All right. Have a good day. We'll see you next time. Bye, guys.